Welcome back, AfterBuzzers and iZombie fans. Is Blaine finally going to get what he's deserved all these 5 seasons? And Peyton's term might last a little bit shorter than she expected. Also, there's low brain food, and I cannot wait to discuss about all of these amazing, fun topics right after this.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome back, ladies.
Hey.
We got a full squad going.
We all here.
Hey guys, happy Thursday, is it?
Thursday.
I don't know about you guys, but it has been a short week, but it has felt like the longest week ever.
I thought today was Friday.
Seriously,
I know, it's so weird because I've been a day ahead, even though it's shorter. Like usually, like, oh my gosh, it's so much shorter. No. Yesterday I thought it was Thursday. It was terrible, but we are here. I'm glad it's Thursday. I'm glad we're chatting with you guys. I'm Ally Nasta, and I'm going to introduce our amazing panel. We've got the lovely, amazing Drew Jones, rocking it with the blue eyeshadow.
Heyo.
What's up?
And we've got Shawntierra Mapp.
Hi.
Beautiful as ever. And then Nakia, boom, boom. She is looking fabulous today if you are watching on YouTube.
I appreciate you guys.
But all right, we've got a lot to discuss. Overall thoughts of this episode, guys?
A little iffy. I think the Liv being on the brain, Harrison's brain, I guess I'm a little confused as to why we didn't see more. Like, I was kind of looking forward to seeing more personality. Even when they were doing the whole birthday thing and, like, Ravi walked up, like, after the fact. And then it was kind of like we missed the whole, like...
funny part.
Right. I'm just like, where is it?
Where's the juice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she did cook this time.
Yes.
So...
Which it looked really yummy, and I wanted that. I'm starving.
Yeah, I feel like last week was an episode where I was like, okay, cool, we're getting the old iZombie that we love back. But then this week I was like, oh, maybe we're not.
Yeah. It'll be, one thing that I'm really super excited to talk about is Blaine getting finally what he deserves, his comeuppance, because it's been a long frickin' time coming. With that being said, let's jump into Blaine's story, for instance. So this reporter is dying to tear him down and bring him down for everything. But my first question is this reporter a zombie?
That's what it was a little confusing because even Blaine was confused. I believe now she is a zombie, but they would have this whole like little back and forth banter, like if she was human, if she was a zombie. And, you know, I knew she was undercover, but I was wondering like who she was working for or what her goal was, because last week when she found the whole gold mask at Blaine's house, she was calling someone on the phone. She was like, okay, I think I have something. But I guess after eating those delicious looking dumplings, she also had a vision.
Right. Yeah.
So I believe she's zombie, but I don't know if she's undercover zombie.
Right. Which, it's funny to me because in my head I was thinking, wait, so what if humans ate brains? Would they have visions? But then I was thinking, okay, no, that's me thinking too much into it. I think she's definitely a zombie.
That'd be interesting.
But she was really, really digging to get these stories out. But what was funny to me is because we're so close to it and know all the stories happening, I'm thinking the world doesn't know all this has gone down.
Yeah.
It was kind of shocking to me because I'm thinking about all the different instances where there's been all these stories, and I think I keep forgetting that they keep closing the case because he keeps finding a loophole out of it. Mm-hmm. So is this exciting to you guys that finally this loophole is no longer and he's really going to get what he deserves?
Yes and no. Yes, because I think everyone's been alluding to the fact that Blaine, I guess the showrunner said that Blaine was going to be taken down this season, the last season. But then it's unfortunate because right when he found out that the story came out, he sees the story about the kids. So now I'm like, great, I feel like he's going to do something even more worse or something bad before he goes down. But I love Blaine. I love, the bad people. But I am excited because he has to go. Like, I hate that he's doing so much bad.
I'm just like, I don't like that he's taking others down with him. Like, I don't like that Peyton's getting affected by this.
Yeah.
But I also kind of feel like I just don't believe Blaine can permanently stay down.
No.
I feel like he's like a cockroach. And so I'm just kind of waiting for him to like make this something like into something different.
Yeah, same. I think that I feel like Blaine's smarter than this. Like he let this woman Al, is her name? Yeah, Alice. He let Al kind of come in and just completely just catch him off guard, which I was actually kind of surprised about.
Right.
I mean,
I think that's why. I think he's so used to getting away with it.
yeah.
And have a beautiful woman come in and kind of like, he does a whole wine and dine. Because when she first comes there to interrogate him, I think because that's his weak spot, it's women and sex. So that's probably the only reason why he let his guard down. Because you're right, he's never normally letting his guard down. But he's also been living his best life because he's been getting away with so much where he's like, I supply the brains. That's why I haven't been arrested yet. But not when they're messing up the supply. But
But I knew it was going to catch up with him this season. I was like, okay, it has to. So, but again, I agree with Drew though. Like, it's just unfortunate that Peyton has to be affected by it as well.
And also, every time this chick goes to talk to people, I'm like, one, why are people talking to her? And two, I want to slap her.
Right.
And out.
And Donna E, come on. Don't be so naive.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why are you guys
Giving
choosing to talk to her?
all the tea.
Right.
That's what was bothering me.
That Donna E gave all the tea.
That and freely, like, if I, like, I'm like, you guys don't have to talk to her. You can tell her, like, you can leave. I don't want to talk to a reporter. But the fact that, like, Peyton and Don E, I'm like, yo, what are you talking? And then even when she goes to visit Ravi and Liv, I'm like, where is she? I don't like her.
Yeah. It just makes me nervous because obviously this story about all of the kids that have the Freilich disease, now that Donna E sees this story, I mean, not Donna E, Blaine sees this story, there's a lot that's going to happen, and I feel like he's going to be at the helm of all this, which really scares me. And I didn't realize, I guess, I mean, this season I feel like I've been thinking back into the old season, so I've been a little confused, but what I didn't realize is that Blaine was their sole source of these brains. With that being said, I'm just, like, I get that they've made this kind of, like, let's shake hands thing, and now it makes sense as to why at the beginning of the season they were kind of semi-okay with him killing people, but it's also kind of like, no, this isn't okay. Even if he's the main source of brains, they need to figure out a different solution. Why is he the main solution? Do you think it's just because it seems like the easier one?
Probably. There's so much going on in Seattle right now. Then with, like, Blaine, and then, like, the Dead Enders, and then, like, Fillmore Graves. So I feel like maybe the city's like, we're so lazy, we don't know what to do. He's probably the only one that we feel like we can trust. Even though it's messed up because he's committed so much crime and murder.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like and that's why he can rub in their face like, oh, I get the brain supplies, I can do whatever I want.
And to even piggyback off of what you're saying, like, you saw how, like, Liv, Ravi, and Peyton was kind of, like, sticking up for him, too.
Yes.
So I'm like, wait a minute. They did, like, a completely, like, turn, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is such uncharted territory. I feel like nobody knows how to handle a zombie apocalypse. And so it's just kind of like I guess this works. Like, I don't really know. People are coming back from the dead, so.
Yeah. But it's also crazy because if you think about it, it is kind of a lose-lose situation because if you're not getting these brains, then you're going to have these zombies freak out. But it's like there's got to be something else out there that can be the cure rather than just the Freilich disorder or disease that can have the cure. But also, it is kind of, I mean, obviously, now we've got like 3 large things going on. Well, one, we have got the crazy zombies, that the extra, like, super powerful zombies. And then we've got the Freilich disease that's out there, so there's going to be people going after those. And then we also have lack of brains, and now that Blaine is getting in trouble or is going to have to be in trouble because other people are going to be upset if they find out that he doesn't get any repercussions for all of this. So it's interesting is to see is, like, how do all of these tie in together and how will we end the season? You know what I mean?
I know.
Which is kind of crazy to think about. So hold on to those thoughts for prediction. But yeah, so now that, and then what was interesting too is that, so obviously if Blaine's the sole source of these brains, and then the tubes are a different story, and Fillmore Graves now, they were being imported by Alzheimer brains.
It's crazy.
So I just am so confused by all of this.
Same.
So
Same. Also, I'm confused a lot, like, by that, but then, like, with the lady with the blonde hair, in I forgot their name of their group.
Yeah.
I'm like, are they humans or are they...
right.
What are they doing? And because then I feel like I keep calling him RoboCop because you have Robo-Zombie who's creating, like, zombies. And then you have her and her people with people's faces in a thing. A cooler. So I'm like, are they humans and they're trying to get rid of more zombies? Because remember, they were the people who were in charge of that big bomb that went off to kill people. So I'm like, are they anti-zombie? Then you have Fillmore Graves just trying to figure things out. I'm very
I
confused.
thought they were human. Are they humans?
I thought they were too, but then I was confused because in that little news interview she did, she was talking about how she like was mad that Fillmore Graves was doing the guillotine thing, and I was like, wouldn't you be cool with that because they're killing zombies and you don't?
That's why I'm confused.
You don't like zombies? Like I don't get her.
It's a lot of like extremists, a lot of extreme things going on in this season. So I'm like you said, I'm trying to figure out like how they all tie in together and how. And then you have Liv trying to figure out the whole renegade situation.
Which
and
that wasn't even really brought up this episode, which was interesting because she was so solely focused on this murder, which I feel like we're really toggling back between the old iZombie and like the normal of how every episode was run, and the underlying huge issue is with the new iZombie of them trying to close out the season. But I just find it really hard because Liv is usually the center of it all and the kind of the driving force behind the storyline, and so we're, I think, a little bit thrown back that she's not tied into everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And so there's just all these different things, so it's going to blow up in the biggest way.
I'm still very convinced that they thought they were going to get canceled last season.
Yeah.
And they wrapped it up, and this season they're just like, oh, we're doing it.
trying to bring
Yes. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I thank you, Ivan. I did open the chat. Thank you.
I was
He said you read
trying.
the chat. I was like, you know what? Let me come to the chat. But Alley Cat Diva says the blonde ladies group was the ones who were adding Alzheimer's brain to the brain tubes to hurt the zombies. They also said chicks are human. That was Ivan. Maddie Fernandez said the guy with the plate is a pro zombie. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for answering the questions because I know I was hella confused.
Were you guys, was it just us? I don't know. It could be because, I'm trying to put too many dots together when they don't need to be, and I just need to watch and enjoy. But I'm just thinking about all the solutions and all of the chaos and drama, and so I'm trying to connect the dots, but maybe I don't need to. Maybe I just need to sit back and relax.
My other really big question is, like, I think we kind of talked about it earlier. Why is there no outside force, like, trying to... Because I just feel like, as an American, if there is a city, if Seattle in real life was, like, zombie zone, I would be a little more invested, I think, about what's going on.
Yeah, like, I would be someplace home, like, what's happening in Seattle?
Yeah.
Like, because I know it's all over the news. So I'm like, is anyone trying to get into Seattle? Or are the other states like, you know what? That's kind of their problem. They got the wall. The blonde lady, I guess their group is called CHIC chicks or sheiks. They say they're just extreme humans, like human extremists, and they're trying to do the most. But yeah, Drew, you're absolutely right. I would be like, if I'm in DC or Boston or New York or like Texas, I'm like, what the hell is happening in Seattle?
Because you see all that chaos on TV, but it's like everybody's like living their best life like outside of that.
Right. They're just living the day to day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I was just kind of confused with that whole brain tube situation and how, obviously they're still trying to live like Chase Graves, and there's people in there that are against what Major is trying to do. And so that's not even the start of it. Now we've got these zombies that are totally against them, and Fillmore Graves might cease to exist in a couple of episodes. I just feel like they're going to get taken down, and I don't really know what to think about it.
I feel like there was so much that happened on this episode. Like, my head's like spinning because you have the chick group, you got Fillmore Graves, and what's the French guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got him. I feel like Ivan probably know, but so check the chat. But you had him, and I also feel like that you have what do you call it? What am I trying to say?
I don't know. I want to help you, but I
lost
don't.
my train of thought. But it's gonna come.
The zombies in the damn show because I'm confused too.
Oh no! I know I was gonna say sorry. I feel like there's just like so much going on with the with Isabel with the cure.
Yeah.
And then you got the like the whole Blaine thing. I feel like that there's so much that happened on this episode, which is kind of like I'm getting my head's spinning even talking about it because there's so much going on. It's almost like, how do you keep track and how are they going to intertwine it and make it all make it sense?
Said Enzo Lambert is the French guy.
I knew he would know. Thanks.
Yeah.
But like, you see what I'm saying? Though, it's like, how are they going to bring it all together? And another thing too, I thought it was also, I don't know. I mean, for Liv to kind of take on the case, that was just kind of annoying for me. Because I'm like, why are we having Clive on FaceTime? Like, what is the point? He could be there. Like, what was the point of having him out and like, I just don't get that. And then also, like, with her putting the guy at risk, with him getting shot, to me,
Yeah.
it was just poorly. To me, that was just poorly put together. I didn't like that at all.
It wasn't the best brain because she was on like a 15-year-old brain who was like an 80s fan, but he was all over the place. But you didn't really pick that up with Liv. Just like you picked up the recklessness because that's something he would have done. But other than it wasn't as exciting as like her other brain.
Like the salsa dancer.
Yes, that was good.
And I think what's interesting about this whole storyline, too, is that I thought it was going to be a way to bring Blaine down, but obviously that would have been too easy to point fingers.
Yeah.
And then when you think about it, with all the other things that are going on, it's just a blimp on the radar. Like, and I guess maybe that's what it was to drive us to think that it was going to be Blaine, and then at the end it's like, oh, never mind, he's going to get in trouble for other things that he's doing. But then, what had nothing to kind of do with the storyline of this episode, so I feel like it almost is like we need to lay off a little bit on the crimes of people dying because now Blaine's gonna get away with it, and then focus more on like what's Peyton going through, because Peyton now is totally thrown under the bus with everything that's going on. Her term is going to probably be ended way shorter than she expected, and now everybody's going to point to her for fingers, for questions. They're going to be jumping on her every chance they get, and where does that put her now? And now Ravi apparently didn't even know about. It's just, I don't know.
No, it's a lot. Even the fans in the chat are a little confused too, but they said even about Al, who exposed him, they're like, it's crazy because if she's a zombie, exposing him, her food supply would then be low. And then someone else, Alley Cat Diva says, I think she only cared about writing a popular article.
But that's the thing, is I feel like now she adds more to the story than we expected. Like, I don't feel like she's actually here just to be this news reporter that's going to put this one article out.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
she
for sure.
is taking Blaine down for a reason, and maybe she wants to get into the brain business. Maybe she wants to take over.
Maybe I personally thought it was because I thought that she was kind of flirting and was kind of maybe just kind of having fun with it. But when she saw that mask and then she kind of put it together that he killed, was it Mayor Baracus?
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's when she was just like, no, I think that's when it kind of switched for her.
Yeah. So do you think originally she solely was kind of into it?
I mean, obviously, I think that she was kind of fishing to see what she can get. Like, obviously, she went there to write a story on him, but I don't think she knew what she was getting herself into until she found that out. And I think she just kind of ran with it.
Maybe she low-key is like related to the mayor, or like if she's been really on this mayor story.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's like, someone who worked with him or related or a loved one where she's like, I got to take him down because he killed the mayor.
Totally.
And probably coming for Peyton as well.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something personal.
I don't know. Yeah, we're like, I just don't really know where this puts everybody. they're all kind of in separate lanes. And then, we've had a couple of great moments with Liv and Major in the past couple episodes. And then, you're I'm just trying to figure out and place and put together where all these puzzle pieces are going to end up, or these game pieces on the board. Because we've got a lot of stuff going on. But hey, this is what we asked for. So we are here.
iZombie. We wanted a new season and we got it.
Yeah. Yes. So, I mean, I'm excited to see how they play this all out. But I mean, we only have, what episode are we on? Like,
What?
This is 5.
So we're halfway through. I think, well, maybe a little less than halfway through. But I don't know. I think that kind of wraps up everything that happened this episode. If you guys have any extra thoughts or anything, please let us know. We are going to get into the special segment. Yes. So we've been trying. Yes.
So meaty.
Oh,
That's what she said.
Thank you, Steph. So we are going to get into our special segment, which happens to do with any type of zombie stories that are out there. A couple weeks ago, we talked about how there was a false zombie alert in Florida,
of course,
which was sent out to everybody that their power.
It would only be in Florida.
It was a power outage where they got a text saying that they were having a zombie apocalypse. So Nakia's going to take it away.
Yeah, so I found this website called shortandscarystories.com, and they have really interesting zombie stories on here. So I'll read a little bit because it's actually really long. This one's just called Revival. And this person said, "This actually happened to my friend's uncle's roommate, I swear."
I swear.
I swear. So it must be real.
No, I swear to God, this is a true story. This guy and his girlfriend were out in an abandoned country road, making out in their car. Suddenly, a radio announcement came on, saying that there was a killer, that they escaped a nearby asylum. Chris, all the asylums were either shut down or abandoned by the end of the 1960s. I'm gonna skip that because this is really long. I knew she was lying, but didn't press the matter, and instead reached into my pocket and felt the cool metal of my lighter. I bought it out and well as a cigarette from my special case and lit it up in the darkness, and the street lights were doing a little too pierce. I admired how the flame shone against Chloe's chopped hair. Okay, this is a weird story. Let's see. It looks like they seen a zombie. It appeared to be a male wherever it was. Half of its face had been ripped clean off. The flesh hanging from its profile.
I don't believe that.
Dripped in a greenish red liquid of what I can only assume was a mixture of blood and oozing pus. The white of his skull was visible and gleamed underneath, his teeth staring at me.
So basically they're saying
they came across a zombie, and this is all true. But guys, I just want to encourage you to please go on this website. It's called shortandscarystories.com, and it's like hundreds of stories over here of people who have seen zombies. Yeah, it's super long.
This is people know.
That can't be true. There's one called Dead End, talking about the hospital was filled and there was a lot going on. There's one called To Love Again, and these are all names of zombie stories. I think people are on here like blogging and they're telling their zombie stories.
Well, there are way more zombie stories out there than we thought imaginable, and this fun special segment lets us kind of explore them. Alrighty, some quick news and gossip. Shawntierra, I'm sending it over to you.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, I only have a couple things. So David Anders, his album, he has a song called Custom Repeat that just came out, I think about a few days ago, actually. It's really good. It's on. I have a Tidal, so it's on there. You guys should check it out.
Tidal's great.
Yeah, I love Tidal.
It's so good.
And then I thought this was really funny. So Raul, on IMDb, under his name, it has it has nicknames, and it says his nickname is Hollywood's Bad Boy, and Mr. Fascist. I thought it was so funny because he tweeted about it, and I was just of course. I'm sure he probably added that himself.
Yeah,
we know, but I thought it was super funny. So.
He's a funny.
He's a good guy.
He's so
lad.
Funny.
I was gonna say chap. I don't even know. It's been a long day.
It's been
funny
a long
lad.
day. I do just want to shout out to the young actor who played that young, annoying teenager. So we were watching the episode, and I kept saying, I'm like, God, I know his face from somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it's so round, and I feel like only one little kid had that face. And we're watching the show, and I'm like, oh, he's from Are We Done Yet? And Are We There Yet? So his name is Philip Bolden, and he was a little boy where he played Nia Long's son, and Ice Cube came in, and he helped build the house. And I think first it was Are We There Yet?
Yeah.
He was taking him on the road trip, but then it's Are We Done Yet? So now I feel really old because he's 24 years old. So that's
You're
him.
I remember you when you were little.
Exactly. So he played the kid who was killed on iZombie today. That was really interesting.
Very,
You
very
got a good eye, girl. She was 8 there?
Nakia was going on about this, and we're like, okay,
racking
sure.
my brain. It was pissing me off.
She found it.
Because he had those cute cheeks, and I was like, I know that face from somewhere. And literally was like, are we there yet? And they were looking at me like, girl, what? So yeah, shout out to him.
Oh my gosh. Alrighty, guys, we are going to get, last but not least, into our predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
We love Florida.
Alrighty, Drew.
My predictions. That's hard. I just feel like I would think it'd be interesting to see a full-blown zombie apocalypse. These super zombies, zombies as we know them from TV and film history. I want to see, the drooling half-brain zombies, and I kind of want to. I think it'd be kind of cool to see the show end like that, with just our cast being WTF, and that be it. There not be a clear ending. So that's how I want to see us go out.
I agree with what she said. and I will ditto. And I also think that Blaine's going to get out of this for sure. I think he's going to get out of it.
Maddie Fernandez says we have 8 episodes left, and someone's like, it's about time that Fillmore Grace realized that there's actually zombies missing from the freezer. So I do predict that there's going to be a big showdown, because I feel like now there's so many gangs, I guess you can say. You have the human extremists, you have the robo zombies that's about to come, you have Fillmore Graves, then you have Renegade and her crew, which is Ravi and Clive and Liv. And it's just like, I feel like it's going to be a war, and I think that's the war that I was predicting last season. But I'd like to see it. I think it's going to be a zombie apocalypse. Some people in the chat are saying, no, they don't want to see a zombie apocalypse, but why not? It's a series finale.
See, I am thinking complete opposite of you guys, and I think they're going to find a cure.
Ooh.
I think that I think Ravi is so worried about all these kids that have this disease that he's going to work night and day to try to figure out how he can stop them from being the subject of this. Right. And he's going to finally find the cure, and then that's going to stop everybody and kind of make it complacent and everybody calm down. But there could be people that want to stay zombies, so maybe they would stay in the fenced-in area doing them, and then the other people leave and finally get to see the outside world. That's kind of how I see things going, but I think that Blaine is finally going to get his comeuppance, and it kind of worries me, though, because I feel as if Peyton still has this weird tie to him and these weird emotions that she can't let go, and I feel like we kind of saw that today. So with that, it's kind of interesting because I feel as if she might push for him to be okay, but I'm thinking that his days are numbered.
Oh, that's a good one.
Any predictions, you guys, in the chat? Do we have any there?
Yeah, Renji9099 says 99. Okay, good night. 998. Time for bed says I think a cure will be found.
Yes, I agree.
Ivan Soda says Liv won't want the cure. Let's see.
I think that she will. I think she's going to be over all of this. At the end of the day, 8 episodes down the road, I think she's going to be so over of all the drama that had occurred and just be done with finally being a zombie. And then her and Major are going to get married.
I think so. I think that they're going to open a school for the kids or whoever wants to stay zombies or people who can't get the cure. I think that they're going to take care of those people.
Yeah, definitely. I think that wraps it up, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, you are the best. We love you so much. In the meantime, Drew, where can they find you on social media?
You guys can slide into the DMs anywhere at OKDrewJ.
Shawntierra.
At Shawntierra.
Hey, Nakia.
You guys got me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom.
Hey guys, Ally Nasta here. Find me on Instagram at AlleyGirl. And of course, follow AfterBuzz TV on all social media platforms. So we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.